Welcome to LatinPerDiem and Episode 7 of Aquinas' De Ente et Essentia. Unde commentator in eodem loco dicit, quod ens primo modo dictum est quod significat essentiam rei, et quia, ut dictum est, ens hoc modo dictum dividitur per decem genera, apportet quod essentia significet aliquid, commune omnibus naturis, per quas diversa entia in diversis generibus et speciebus collocantur, sicut humanitas est essentia hominis et sic de aliis. Aquinas continues discussing being in essence, and if you haven't guessed already, the commentator mentioned here is Averroes, 1126 to 1198. Here is a picture of him from Raphael's painting The School of Athens, which is in the Vatican. If you remember from the previous episodes, Aquinas is dealing with these two different modes of being here, the primo modo and the secundo modo. Primo modo is that per decem genera, which is divided into 10 categories, and the second one is that which indicates, his verb is significat, the propositionem veritatem, the truth of propositions. Whence, he says, or for this reason, the commentator, the commentator, again Averroes, in the same passage, which is Aristotle, Metaphysics, Book 5, says that, let me clear the slate, he says that, dicit quod, being, there's our important term, in the first mode, primo modo, that is per decem genera, is stated as that which indicates the essence of a thing, the essentiam rei. So for the sake of context here, we have Aquinas telling us what Averroes says in a passage on Aristotle, in eodem loco, the essentiam rei, and because, et quia, as has been stated, being, ens, stated in this mode, the primo modo, is divided per decem genera. You see how Aquinas is reviewing for us his earlier philosophical arguments. It is proper, apportet. Now, the grammar books and the lexica will describe apportet as an impersonal verb. And that's a fine way to think of it. It is proper that essence indicates. Notice significat here is subjunctive, even though the verb is significo, significare. It's a first conjugation, and thus this E indicates the subjunctive because it's part of the subordinate clause which quod introduces. It is proper that essence indicates aliquid, anything that is common or shared with all natures, omnibus naturis. So, to follow the argument, ens, or being, so stated in the first mode, is that which signifies essentiam rei, and because, as has been stated, the ens, in this modo, the primo modo, is divided per decem genera, it's proper that essentia, connect the dots, signifies anything that is shared with all natures. Now we ask ourselves, why is quas feminine, plural, and accusative? It's feminine and plural because its antecedent is naturis, also feminine and plural. But whereas naturis is ablative, as it's being used with aliquid and commune as an ablative of description, quas, by contrast, is accusative as the object of the preposition per. Through which, meaning through which natures, diversa entia, different kinds of beings, are classified, collocantur, are placed in different kinds of genuses, or genera, and species, speciebus. Now his concluding example. Just as humanitas, humanity, is the essence of being human, and thus concerning other matters, or so forth.